Okay, let's go. Okay, good morning, guys. CFT Academy. Okay. Good morning, guys. Okay, give me a second, guys. I'm going to post in a second. Okay, let me see if everything is working fine. I want to see that everything is running smooth. Okay. Okay, perfect. Great. So, okay, we are starting the stream basically a bit late. I mean, I posted yesterday that I was going to reschedule the stream for today. Perfect, man. Perfect. Okay. So, give me a moment. I'm going to be posting the stream on YouTube. So, be on Twitter. And we are back basically from vacations. I announced it this last week. I was still finishing some pending stuff, so I haven't been posting too much. But basically, from today, we're back 24/7 from Monday to Sunday. The same protocol as last month and all the rest of the year. Okay, live for BTC analysis with crypto fund trade CFT. Okay, perfect, guys. Okay, perfect. And let me check if everything is working fine. Yeah, everything is working fine. Okay, great. Okay, give me 1 minute and we start. Okay, guys. I think everything is working fine. And this is going to be a short video. We're going to be covering basically Bitcoin. So let's start from zero. So as you know, I always like to start on monthly charts. If anyone is joining right now, I already explained why the stream, why I'm doing the stream today, and also about these last weeks. And I'm going to put a small post later. But anyway, let's start with the monthly. So basically, as you know, I always like to frame, first of all, external range liquidity to internal range liquidity and internal to external. This is basically for me the first step on the monthly. Okay. I'm also going to check, for example, X charts in a second if you're interested in that. And basically, let's continue. Okay. So for the monthly, let's frame internal to external. What can you see here? Okay, we took the external range liquidity, which are swing points. Okay, you can see here external range liquidity, and okay, right. And what do we have here? Internal range liquidity in the form of fair value gap. Perfect. And if we frame the whole picture that we have in front of us, you can see this is basically the same protocol that Bitcoin have been following for for years in general. Monthly fair value gaps in my opinion, are the easiest way to frame a whole narrative and build a high time frame bias to eventually find low time frame entries, which is what we're going to be doing right now. But anyway, you can see here we expanded, we created the internal, then we move to internal to external, we create internal again, or internal, and then we expand to external. Now we have this internal, and this is the same protocol always. There are some occasions when we have, for example, these monthly expansions, but these are easy to spot on lower time frames. Why? Because we never have like any daily, for example, shift in structure, so we just continue along in there. But basically you can see this is always the same pattern: internal to external, internal to external. Sometimes it's not that clean, but in general these last 2 years it have been quite clean on a lot of pairs, not only Bitcoin, on Ethereum too. And so let's continue. So okay, this is our monthly range. Okay, this is our last swing low. This is our current swing hike, which is this one. Okay, give me a moment. Sorry, here. Let me see if everything. Where have you been made? I already explained that at the start of the video. I was basically on vacation this last month, and these last 2 weeks. This last week, I was recovering my YouTube channel because I don't know why. I guess it was because I didn't posted any video for like a month, but for some reason I got banned from YouTube. They erased some of my live streams. I wasn't able to do live streams, but I just recovered my account. In case anybody didn't saw my account, I don't know, it was weird. I think some people just like reported my account in general. But anyway, I sent message to YouTube and I have my videos back. And so yeah, this is basically the monthly range. Okay, as you can see, this is basically the mid range. It's around the FBG, not exactly there. We could expect maybe some pullback like this would be great. I mean, if we get something like this, for me that's a beautiful long, and I would like to see some swing being built there. For example, here you can see, actually, if you remember, I have a video on my YouTube where I explain it, why I was expecting, for example, this yearly low to be put in on this fair value gap. I longed it here and I longed it on this second sweep too. I got stopped out on this one. This one was the one that worked out and was the one that had the fractal model. I don't know if you saw it, but basically this was a perfect fractal model on the daily and monthly. And let me see if I can. Here you can see. You should be able to see it here. Here. Yeah, basically here you can see we had the monthly sweep. Okay. The change in the state of delivery and basically the full expansion to the external rangeability from internal to external. But anyway, right now I'm expecting basically the same here. I want to look for a pullback around this zone. I'm going to explain why in a moment. Let's just continue building the framework. But basically the idea is looking for a pullback here. Okay, looking for a pullback here and looking for a long on the internal range liquidity. If we inverse the internal range liquidity, I'm just going to be shorting to where? I don't know. Just any liquidity that we have left. All the liquidity here. I don't know how low Bitcoin can go. There are still some analyses that I'm going to be doing these days because a lot of things changed this last month. I mean, we're trading basically at all-time high. Personally, I wasn't expecting all-time hikes by the end of summer, but it's nice. And in case that we inverse, for example, you can take this one as example. Okay, here we had this small fair value gap. What happened when Bitcoin inverts it? Or for example here, what happened when Bitcoin inverted? We use it as support, and we frame from this internal to this external. I mean, it's basically the same. In case that we inverse this internal range security, I'm going to be looking for this external range security. I mean, that's how I frame my monthly structure. So for now, again, we are at the external. We already put in a bearish structure, which is that we took already this previous month hike. We took a lot of liquidity here. Okay, took a lot of liquidity here. The major external have been already taken also. Okay, and now what I'm looking is for some swing being created here. I mean, today I'm not looking for a trade. Why? I mean, we just had an expansion candle here. You can see I don't want to be trading today. I want to wait for this candle to be formed in 8 hours, where I'm going to be looking for trades on this daily fair value gap for any possible continuation, exactly, for example, like this one. And I'm going to be looking for some fractal model. For example, we had one yesterday, exactly here. For example, here we did took some liquidity, but as you know, I use daily liquidity with H1 shift or changing the state of delivery. But here we never had the change in the state of delivery on the H1. I mean, we only had this sweep of these lows, which was daily liquidity. All the liquidity that we formed here, exactly paired with the fair value gap and the bullish structure. We've been trending, uptrending, and it was until this sweep that we actually shifted the structure, and we pretty much respected the daily equilibrium almost to the tick. This was a really nice setup if anyone got it yesterday. I think we also had like an SMT here, if I'm not mistaken. And let me check. Yeah, it was here. Yeah, we had this SMT divergence with Ethereum. Yeah, it was pretty much a textbook setup. And what else? Okay, so yeah, so what I'm expecting, I want to see now this daily fair value gap get built. Okay, and on this equilibrium of this candle, I want to look for longs on what trigger? Changing the state of delivery. I want to see something like this. Okay, something like this exactly being put in here. I want to see a low. Maybe the low can get rate, but I want to see the change in the state of delivery, and then that's going to be my trigger for longs. Okay, that would be my trade to where? Just 2 hikes or for 2 units. And I want to be careful here because again we have to consider the context. We just took the external here, sorry, we took the external and the major one of the monthly. We created this huge range. We are trading now pretty much outside the range. So I mean, many things could happen here. It could be just like a simple deviation, and if we get some bearish setup here, I'm going to play it. In short, what is a bearish setup for me here? That we take these hikes and we shift on the H1. That's where I'm going to be triggered. A short, target stop loss, and just target something nasty to those. Let's see if we can get some example. For example, something like this. This would be like the initial hike. We rate it. Right now, our initial hike is this one. Okay, I'm expecting price to rate it, and then that we can get some shift in structure and just try to catch the top. I don't think I'm going to use too much size for that trade, probably like 0.5, but because it's a high risk reward trade. But something like this is the idea. Now that we took the external and that we took also this external and we are trading at the edge of the range. We don't have many targets to put in here, so I'm just targeting the daily swing, which is basically this one. Okay, I'm just targeting this swing and waiting for price to give me this fair value gap, because we haven't fully formed it. I mean, 8 hours. So if price closes around the opening, I mean, this is a nice close for me. Everyone was worried. Yeah, I know, man. Apologies for that. I got many messages. I still have a lot of pending stuff to do. But anyway, here with Ethereum, the situation was quite similar. I mean, we formed also the fractal here, and this varies fractal. And personally, I mean, I think you can see that this one is pretty much already invalidated. I'm not shorting Ethereum here. I mean, this thing is getting a huge bounce, and even though we're trading at the bearish fair value gap, there is a huge chance that we inverse this FIBG. If we inverse the FIBG, I'm going to be really careful. Maybe look for a last short here, just considering like the monthly fulfill and like a 3 drive pattern, but only if I get like some daily shift. For example, something like this with daily. On this one, I'm not going to be looking for the H1. For this one, I need daily, because Ethereum is stronger than Bitcoin right now. So yeah, I'm going to share later on my YouTube the hypothesis for this year based on statistics, but I'm expecting the yearly hikes to be put in here. I was checking some statistics of the last year, and based on all the data that I have from Ethereum, the most likely place to put in a hike would be around this zone, if I don't remember correctly. I don't think we're going to touch all-time highs. It could happen. I just don't think it's going to happen. We only have how much? Like 5 months left of the year, and yeah, we are. So we would still need 70%. I don't know. Equities are already trading at all-time high. I don't know if anyone got this one. I have some videos on YouTube where I mentioned this, but Julie's FIBGs on ES are pretty much like generational wealth opportunities. Sadly, I wasn't trading during this last month, but the OV got respected really well. And yeah, we put in basically this fractal model. I mean, fractal models have been crazy. I mean, this indicator for real, it's been just like a lifesaver, because it makes the job extremely easy, because you only have to look, for example, for big point of interest, then go to a correlated time frame. If it's monthly, just go to the daily. Did we tap a monthly fair value gap? Great. Did we printed a daily change in state of delivery? Yes. Just look for longs the rest of the months until we take externals. Really simple. And with Bitcoin, same. I mean, the situation for me is really clean here. It's just waiting for these two swings. H1 shift here and H1 shift here. If we got the H1 shift to the upside, great, I look for longs. If I get the H1 shift to the downside, great, I'm going to be looking for shorts. Shorts with half size, okay? And I think same for longs. I mean, we gotta be careful here. We want to see what the price wants to do. And yeah, I think that's pretty much like the plan. Again, we don't really have too much targets here. We need to see what price wants to do here. And we are trading at all-time highs. If you have traded equities before at all-time highs, or if you have traded in general like equities, you know that things can get choppy. Equities are always trading at all-time highs, or often. Yeah, I mean, things can get choppy, so we just want to be careful here. But yeah, I mean, just look for some clean trades, which for me are on this sweep after the Fiji, or on this swing to create like the fractal, which would be, for example, something like these are not clean examples. I don't know if we had like any SMT divergence here. Let me see. Yeah, I think we had. Yeah. Okay, or not. Let me check. I want some clean example of what I'm looking for exactly. Yeah, basically like this. Reversals get formed like this on daily swings. For example, I mean, you need, of course, context. Let's imagine here we have external range security. Okay, I'm just using this as example. And let's say here we have internal on the monthly or weekly. On the daily, what we're looking for is what type of conditions do we have. Okay, we have this range. Okay, we want to wait for one of the edges to be taken. Let's say you were expecting this one to be taken, I don't know, and you want to see some swing like this on the daily, and just basically look for the H1 shift, which was basically this one. You see, this is exactly what I'm looking now on Bitcoin. Here, this is exactly what I'm looking, and target external. This is what I want to see here. I want to see it here after we take these hikes, and then just look for a giga short there. Right now, just be careful. And what else? Okay, I'm not going to check altcoins on this video. Yeah, I don't think it makes sense right now. Majority of them haven't moved too much these days, and yeah, I'm going to filter later some possible opportunities. I've been checking meme coins these weeks, but yeah, basically this was the framework: monthly, then daily, and right now, wait, that's pretty much all. The weekly, I mean, it's pretty much the same. We have these, for example, verbal gap that we can use later, and the 0.5, which is the intact part. But yeah, that's just going to be a possible future spot for bounce, or here, which overlaps with the monthly discounts and the monthly verbal gap, which is basically this one. But yeah, I mean, we're going to refine those possible points later. One of the indicators that I've been trying these weeks, because I've been trading these weeks, but mostly, okay, private, let me check, where is it, what I'm looking, guys. Okay, fractal consolidations. No, this one is nice indicator, but the fractal is way better, to be honest. Okay, this one is really nice indicator. I'm going to do a video on this one later. I'm going to contact two Liquids guys, because I was working with them a few months ago, but I stopped doing content for them. But I want to create content for this specific indicator. This one is great, like really fucking great. It basically shows the average range points, just like the one that I used to use, that I still use. Range points levels. Yeah, but this one got a huge update, like a huge. I mean, okay, average weekly range 26. This is periods that I use. Okay, let's see if this one. Okay, yeah, perfect. But yeah, basically, on all these boxes, we can be considered a bit overextended from the average deviation. I mean, you can see here, for example, we held pretty well the over part, and now we're trading here. But anyway, I'm going to do a video on this indicator later. Really nice indicator, extremely useful, quite similar to the one that I have, maybe even better, could be. I still have to check some stuff, but yeah, let's see if we can catch here a possible short, guys. And what else? Yeah, equities, they are just waiting all the hikes. I'm just waiting like for the sweet single print on Adez. I mean, this is pretty much what I'm just waiting. I want to load some options or some stocks here. I mean, this is a sweet spot for the upcoming weeks. Yeah, just waiting here. But yeah, that's going to be all for this short video, guys, and thank you for joining. Okay, see you guys later, and remember, we are waiting for the daily swings. This one and this one. Okay, these are the key points. See you later, guys.